Hi guys, in this video we will talk about how to write Kirchhoff's current law or KCL equation. This law states that the sum of all currents in a junction will be equal to zero. In other terms, the current entering a junction in a circuit will be equal to current leaving the junction. Let's have this point or junction in the circuit. All the current entering will have positive signs, while all the current leaving will have negative signs. Let's say this current enters the junction and we will call it as I1 and the sign will be positive since it is entering the junction. The value is 15 amperes. And this current here leaving the junction is I2, and it will be negative. It is 7 amperes. What will be the value and direction of current here designated as I3? So as we know that the sum of all currents in a junction will be equal to zero. So writing it mathematically, it will be I1 plus I2 plus I3 and this will be equated to zero. Substituting the values, I1 will be written as positive 15, since its direction is entering the junction. Then I2 will be negative 7, since it is leaving the junction, plus I3 equals 0. 15 minus 7 is 8. So 8 plus I3 equals 0. Subtracting 8 on both sides. Here, 8 will be cancelled out. I3 equals negative 8. The result is negative 8, meaning that the direction of I3 will be leaving the junction. Let's have another basic example. Here, we have I1 entering the junction, so it will have a positive sign and the value is, again 15 amperes. Then we have I2 leaving the junction, and it will be a negative sign, the value is 25 amperes. And the other current here is called I3. So what will be the value and direction of this current? Again, the summation of all currents in a junction is zero. I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. I1 will be positive 15, because it's entering the junction. Then I2 is negative 25, since it's leaving the junction. Plus I3 equals 0. 15 minus 25 will be negative 10, plus I3 equals 0. Adding positive 10 on both sides of the equation to transpose negative 10. Here, 10 minus 10 will be cancelled out. Finally, I3 is equal to positive 10. Meaning, the direction of I3 is entering the junction since it's positive. Let's have a harder example. The current here is I1 and it's entering the junction which is 25 amperes. The current here is I2 and it's leaving the junction while the value is 10 amperes. The current I3 is 30 amperes and it's also leaving the junction. What will be the current I4 and what is its direction? So again, the summation of all current in a junction is 0. I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4 equates to 0. I1 is positive 25. Entering the junction. Then plus negative 10 and negative 30 as these currents leave the junction. And adding I4 to the equation results in 0. Simplifying, 25 minus 10 minus 30 equals negative 15. Therefore, negative 15 plus I4 equals 0. Adding 15 to both sides gives I4 a value of positive 15. Consequently, the direction of I4 is entering the junction. So that's it guys, that's how we write the KCL equation. Thanks guys for watching.